zs.com. And if you want to know what the Z is just wait. It's going to happen after this crisis is over. But unfortunately, due to the crisis, the ZS release is being temporarily halted. And yes, I actually have all the stock here with me, and it's in quarantine. It's stuck up and away in quarantine, and making sure that I have no contact during this crisis. But when the crisis is over, I'll be able to get it and pack all the items. So yes, the ZS will be released after this crisis is over. So g'day everybody, how's it going? What are you all doing? How are you handling isolation? Guess what? It's easy to do. I do it quite regularly. What a lot of people don't realise, I'm actually disabled. So I've had massive surgery to my spine. Got 2 bung knees, had my gallbladder out. Yeah, my liver's stuffed, my kidneys are stuffed, the spleen's not too good. So yeah, I'm pretty much a possible victim of the up and coming wave in Australia. And yes, people in Australia, it hasn't even started yet. We are doing the same steps America took. Look what happened in America. People are dying in America. Lots of them are dying in America. Why? Because nobody is listening. Guess what? Canada today declared that it's actually being spread within supermarkets. So if you weren't smart enough to stock up early, yeah, I'm real sorry for you. But everything you bring into your home, whether it be a can of baked beans or a piece of fruit, let's just say I have not touched that fresh food section since this started. I'm not that stupid. Because you think about it, okay, I touch your hands and then you put it in the car, I'll wash my hands later, then you forget about it and then you go, oh shit, bang, you got the virus. It's that simple. That's how easy it is to get the virus. You've got to all start waking up. I'm very fucking serious about it. Like this can kill you. That simple motion can kill you. You've touched something and then you go and do that and then bang, you're fucking dead. And it's a crying shame that people are not listening. And trust me, I don't know about the governments. I really, truly do not know about the governments. I'm just trying to get this up on screen for you, so just bear with me. And I'm going to play it. Now, this plan was presented up the ladder correctly through the State Emergency Services, which I've been on medical leave since I had my first heart attack. So, yeah. It's been passed up the ladder, so I'm actually going to let you guys all hear the plan. Some of you have heard it, but there's actually been some minor changes, only minute, just spelling errors, because I've actually had time to do all the typos since I've been home. So here's the actual plan. Listen to it and read along with it, and you'll see that we need to do this, folks. If we don't do this, we could die. We really, truly could die.
The following is the plan that I ran by over 20 doctors, who all agree it will work. Run it by your GP, you will get same answer that I got from them. As this plan will work if implemented. 40 days 40 nights plan. Laid out for all to understand. And it now has to be extended to 41 days. Due to then finding a virus sample alive for 17 days. Why should we lock down Earth? And why it should be done as soon as possible. Why to stop as many deaths from this virus, i.e. ARDS, acute respiratory distress syndrome, is what is killing us caused by virus, government roles during lockdown. Step 1. Get all ventilator companies to maximize production, like they have never done before. Whilst preparations are in process so we have them when needed, as even though we are locking down Earth, we are still going to need this one item the most to care for people, who develop A.R.D.S from virus, and they will need them. Step 2. Declare martial law, all countries no exception. It must be global event. Or it won't work and we will get second wave, like doctors predict. Step 3. Bolster all ventilator companies and companies making new tests with educated and hard-working out-of-work people back into work. While preparations happen, including supplying them with tooling to do this as fast as they can. Step 4. Get new tests ready for testing after 40 days to make sure everyone showing signs is tested, if not all people of Earth, before their release from lockdown. Step 5. Mobilize all military, all healthy, to make sure this happens and get them to distribute the ventilators and tests. Step 6. Declare the shutdown as freeze in time. All debt, all rents, and pays all money frozen during this event. As if the period in time does not exist, economy won't need the stimulus packages until after event. Very important step to protect economy. Step 7. Sequester all food needed to make this happen and distribute it to all. Don't forget the pets and working animals. Yes, that's right, government, to take what is needed to make sure we save Earth and feed our world population for 40 days 40 nights. End. Resupply households and people who have been found to have virus. Money will be useless during this time anyhow. Step 8. Prepare and supply all people with food, and ways to prepare food, and accommodations in your own countries so everyone is isolated. Step 9. Sequester any residence or building that is empty, only empty ones, and disinfect them that could be used to house all homeless, tourists, and mentally ill. We will need guards for some of these sections. Disinfect them, use tourist accommodations as well. We have enough in all countries. Step 10. Gather all homeless and tourists and mentally ill and get them into secure places for lockdown. All of them. 11. Get all food ready after event to resupply the ones that are held in lockdown longer, as they will be sick. 12. Lockdown world at same time. Police and all emergency services and military to be ready for the roles they will play in the event. Apartments will need guards every floor. Houses home restriction to own yards. No further beyond. Police patrols everywhere in houses with soil yards to start growing food for resupply. No house to go beyond their fence lines. 13. Guards to monitor and general public to report all breaches they see during lockdown. All breaches to be dealt with after lockdown with heavy penalties for any breach during lockdown. 14. Upon testing of negative households to get straight into food production and distribution for sick. All must do their part to make this work. Money still invalid till after lockdown. Rents, mortgages, and debts invalid until all steps and healthy are able to start rebuilding economy. But first we must find all infected. Step 15. Start massive worldwide disinfectant program to make sure all workplaces are safe for return to work. Any workplace that has had employees test positive to have had virus. Special attention to these buildings, i.e. re-disinfect and test random places that employee touched before lockdown. Step 16. 1. Get workforce back into to cleared businesses if owners of that business have not tested positive or manager is able to take role to start businesses again. This is stage where stimulus packages are needed for restarting. And continue. Step 17. All breaches to be dealt with after lockdown with heavy penalties for any breach during lockdown. Step 18. Every politician that does not act soon are brought before the Hague for crimes against humanity. Final step. Restart Earth's economy.
And trust me, folks, the plan was reviewed by doctors and they actually all agreed that it will work. Why will it work? Well, the reason it will work is because they're already seeing little bits that proves it will work, because by us, the ones of us that have decided to lock down and to reduce our outgoings, like i.e. I have one thing to do, one last thing to do before I lock down. I've got to pick something up, that's it. And I've organised to go there, pick it up, it's already paid for, it gets put in the back of my ute. They're even going to tie it down for me and make sure my truck's secure. I'm not touching it until I get home. I'll glove up and then I'll take it out of the back of the truck and then go and get the sanitizer and sanitize it. And that's something you all should be doing, by the way, is actually sanitising anything that comes into your home. Think about how many people are touching that food that you're buying at the supermarket. The Canadian government said very clearly that they believe the spread is happening within the supermarkets, but it's also coming through the post, by the way. Anybody that buys anything online, it's coming from China, trust me. They're lying about the situation. There are doctors speaking out from China. They're risking their own lives, telling everybody it's not true. It's still happening in China. And look at all the ways that these people are... Oh, I've got to get this back on screen. Sorry, folks. Look at all these. These are what's happening in China now. Like, where's the social distancing? It's not even happening. It's everywhere. Check it out, folks. It's really, really bad. China's about to go through its second wave because of this stupidity of the Chinese government. Look at them. There's no social distancing. And they already know this virus can mutate, because that's why we've got this virus, because it mutated from the original coronavirus, i.e. the SARS virus. That's right, folks. This is a mutated SARS virus. And they just happened to be at a lab not too far from the wet market. And did they test it on the people? Was this a test to see if it, or is this planned? Could be planned too. Is this a part of Agenda 21? Could be. I'm not ruling that out, because trust me, the government have had that plan in their hands for quite some time. And trust me, I passed that plan up the ladder like the correct way, and I know that plan by all rules and regs of my service that I was in before I took medical leave. Means that has to go to the addressees up the top. If they fail to do it, they'll lose their jobs. But the thing is, we all need to take part. We all need to protect ourselves, and there's many different things that we can do. I'll give you an example. I've got people coming looking at the pups. They have to be gloved, they have to be masked, and the moment they leave, and before they come, I've already washed the dogs down, and I don't touch them. If I touch them, I wash my hands before I touch them, touch the pups, and I go and wash my hands straight away. And I'm making sure that my dogs are safe for anybody else to come near them. And but as soon as those people leave, I get the bucket of water and I go and wash. They're only getting a sponge bath, and I look exactly where that dog has been touched. Like Ruby went over and jumped underneath the guy's arm, and so I ended up having to actually wash Ruby. You've got to take all these precautions to protect yourselves, and to those disbelievers out there that this is not real, trust me, it's very real. And you don't want to bury your family. You don't. You do not want to bury your family. Two friends of mine, I was happened to be talking to them the other day, and their family is, well, one of them is in ICU down in Sydney at the moment. And yeah, not too well at all. And people are dying all over the world. And unless we do something, and unfortunately the government is not acting. So what I'm telling people to do is lock the fuck down, right? I'm saying to start as of midnight tomorrow night. Lock down. Don't go out. Stay the fuck at home. Right? If you hadn't got enough food by now, you're stupid, because that's why the shelves are empty, because everybody went and bought all the food. I can't even top up my food because there's none to bloody buy. And but after seeing the way the food was being handled, I saw a guy grab a can, put it back on the shelf with bare hands and everything like that. How the fuck do I know where that can's been? And that was pretty much my last shot. I put the cans down. I still bought everything because I know I needed them, but they are still sitting in the plastic bags. I'm waiting to make more sanitizer. I'm actually distilling some alcohol to make sanitizer myself. I've made sure I bought a shitload of corn. I'm actually going to make moonshine. And let's just say last time I made moonshine, it was like 200 proof plus, deadly stuff. But I'm leaving, this time I'm actually leaving the methanol in it, and I'm putting a scent in there to make sure people know, and I'm colouring it so that people know that it's dangerous to touch. But it's only going to be a sanitizer. It's got a bit of detergent, it's got some hydrogen peroxide in it, and I'm the only one that's going to use it. I'm going to use it to clean all my stuff, because all the groceries that I've brought in, including the bags, are dangerous to me. If I pick them up, I go and put a pair of gloves on, and I did have a pair of gloves here. What did I do with them? I'll put them down somewhere. I'll move my gloves. I did have a pair of gloves here. Oh, looks like I've moved them. Yep, I've moved them. But, oh yeah, they're up there. So, wear gloves when you're handling anything you're bringing into your home. Clean it before you touch it, you use it. Personally, I would not buy fresh food. No way. Think about the people handling that food, standing over it. No fucking way. There's no fucking way you'd get me to touch fresh food at the moment. Instead, I went out like while all you little people have been running around with like chooks with your head cut off. See, I don't have to panic about the fact that I can't buy groceries to top my food up, because I actually have months worth of food. Because why? Because every shop that I have done over the last 20 years, I bought an extra can. That's pretty much all I do. I just buy an extra can, because I guarantee everybody's going to be a prepper after this. And I went out and I bought got a 2 metre section of downpipe, and I'm going to drill some holes in it. I'm going to make an aeroponics tower. I've got some misters and stuff like that, so I've got to assemble all that. And I went and bought a pond. I could have bought a bucket, but then I thought, no, how am I going to stabilise it? Because I've ended up buying wire so I can stabilise it as well. It'll also help stabilise any climbing food like peas or something like that. So it'll double as a way for the food to grow. And it's just an aeroponics tower. I can stick it in the greenhouse out in the yard, or I could stick a light above it and grow the food, and it's going to have ample. I'm trying to calculate where it's going to be above the water, how high is it going to be. This is the part that I'm picking up tomorrow, is the top of the pond. Pond set me back $120 for the pond. So I've pretty much spent my stimulus package before I've even got it. And I'm broke. I don't have, I think I've got $15. That's all I've got left. I've got $15 until the stimulus gets here. And I don't know when that's getting here. But the moment stimulus does, I've already pre-organised it. I've already prepaid for it. I just need the fuel now to get there. And, but then I've got the final part, and you won't see me. And I'm locking down. And to those people, if you are coming over to buy a calamide pup in the Hunter, yeah, pretty much the only one selling dogs at the moment worth any chop, because my dogs are at least watchdogs. And how many have I got there today? Hang on, just let me just swap screens. I'll let you know as soon as I get it up on the screen. I'll switch back. So, how many messages have I got today? That sort of heaps. I've got heaps and heaps. Shit, I've got bloody more now. Yeah, hi there, how many pups have you got left? Anthony, with your health record, you should probably stay inside for a year. Someone being smart. Yeah, crossbreed mutts stopped in, God, this idiot female. The same female that's been bloody driving me nuts for some time. She rings up and causes all my abs to get pulled. It drives me batty. I tell the truth. I tell exactly what the breed is. And yeah, so you get idiots out there. But no, I've got 11 messages as soon as the stream's over. I've got to answer 11 messages. Actually, quite surprising. Actually, there's 11. Sort of. But there was only 6 half an hour ago. So it's pretty much what I've been going through. I've told everybody, I've left a message with everybody that I will not be open in 3 days. They've got 3 days to grab a dog if they want a dog. And so pretty much all I can do is just get it out there, but I've got to protect myself when it happens. And if you don't protect yourself, man, you're stupid. You are really stupid. They're out actually now finally saying, like I've done a video about this, to wear a bandana on your face because you'll stop the spread of any disease if you've got it. It will sort of protect you. It's basic protection from you getting it as well. But if someone coughs on you, take it straight off and put a new one on. Pretty much that's how you make it, you turn it into a good one. But if you don't do these things, folks, and if you don't lock down, I'm telling you now, if we lose, you think about it, okay? If we lose our doctors and our nurses, and we're on the verge of that happening, right? Because the moment we lose our doctors and nurses on the front line, you can kiss your ass goodbye. Very quickly, kiss your fucking ass goodbye. And it's got me that so many people out there still fucking don't believe this is real. And I'm very sorry to those of you, and I know you're all watching my channel because I've told some of you to watch my channel. I'm sorry, but you got to realise this is fucking real. People are dying, and they are dying. It's really fucking happening. They are in hospital. Our doctors are now starting to die. And this is where the problem comes in, folks, because the moment we don't have doctors to treat the sick, we will run out of doctors, then we will run out of people to heal us, and then we're all going to die because there's no one can control. They'll be dead lying in the streets. Think about it. Wake up to yourselves. And I mean, wake the fuck up. Don't go outside. Lock down now, because the government's realised that we're locking down without them. They're going to have to get their fucking act together. Give yourselves a day. Do what you've got to do tomorrow, right? And then lock the fuck down. Give your time, so 1 day to prepare, because if you're not fucking prepared by the end of the day, it's going to get worse, and every curve is going up. They all thought it was flattening because it's gone up like that, but no, it's going up like that. They're lying to us, folks. Trust me, they are lying to us. Why? Is it part of Agenda 21? And it fucking could be too. So, yeah, think about that one. But if we don't wake up to ourselves, folks, and start doing what we need to do, right? We're up the shit's creek without a paddle. We are up the shit's creek without a paddle. And we have a right to actually get our message out there and tell people. Notice how they're not calling us fake news now. Why? Because we're reporting the fucking truth, like we've always done. And this, like, I've got to admit, what an idiot he is, like the Prime Minister of England. Dead set, going around bragging that he's shaking hands with COVID-19 patients. You could have been nice to them and not touched them. They wouldn't have said anything to you, sir. But you're sick now because you touched them. And you've touched another part of your body without realising it, and that germ has stayed on you, or it's gone into a cut or something like that, and you're now in intensive care. And this is where the governments, if they don't start acting, it's going to be happening to everybody, folks. And the moment we lose those doctors, the moment they're gone, we're all fucked. And we truly can kiss our asses goodbye. And guess what? The rich can't go hiding down in their little cabins. It'll kill them if they go down there. because it only takes one of them to take the virus down there into their little dums, and it's just like being on a cruise ship. Everybody gets fucking sick real fucking fast. And that's why you never want to be in a dum, folks, because dums are deadly. Dums are disease-carrying things. The air spreads in the air conditioning, it spreads throughout. And they're going to run down in their little bunkers thinking they're all safe, and then one of them's going to take it down, then everyone's fucking dead. So they think they're going to be safe, but trust me, they're not. The smart Americans out there that went and built their own bunkers, yeah, if they've got enough food, go down in your fucking bunker and fucking stay there, for fuck's sake. Unfortunately, I don't have a bunker, but I do have a house that's got enough stuff in it prepped, thanks to one of the others. And those of you that know what I'm talking about, yeah. This house is prepared. We're prepared for the end of the fucking world if we have to be. Yeah. So, you just got to ask yourselves, folks, are you fucking ready? Because I tell you now, if you don't lock down for 40 days, and trust me, promised everybody I was going to write on me Bluebeard t-shirt, 40 days, 40 nights, right on it front and back, so people can fucking read it without coming anywhere near me. Worn it twice now. I've had to wash it in between and had to redo all the writing again because it washed off came out in the first wash. But yeah, no, folks, we need to lock down for 40 days and 40 nights without the governments. We can't wait for the government any fucking more, because if we wait for the government, we're going to be dead. Because by not locking down, we will overwhelm the health system and more doctors are going to die. And when all those doctors are gone, we're fucking dead. There's no other way to say it. I'm sorry, we're fucking dead. If our doctors die, we're dead. If our nurses die, we're dead. We need them to look after the sick that we are getting sick. But the problem is everybody's still running around, going around and everything. Oh, well, I've got to go here and got to go there. And what about all those little families taking your children to Bunnings? For fuck's sake, you should just be one of you going out. It's not a fucking family event. For fuck's sake. Single mothers, leave your fucking children at home. There's a 6-week-old baby already got the virus. Leave your fucking children at home. Get your mum to care for it. Get somebody in your family to care for your baby. If you seriously have to go the fuck out, get someone to care for it. Parents, stop taking your fucking children into the petri dish. For fuck's sake, how stupid can you fucking be? Dead fucking set. You all need to wake up and get your fucking act together. Fuck me. Like, I'm not even holding it back anymore. I fucking, under the mask, I say you should be fucking ashamed of yourself bringing your family out into this. And I mean it. They should be fucking ashamed of themselves bringing their families out into the fucking public. Oh, we can't get a babysitter. Well, why the fuck? What? Your husband or your wife can be the fucking babysitter. You both don't need to go to Bunnings. You both don't go near the supermarket. And, oh, by the way, good on you, Aldi. Only one per fucking household in that supermarket. Woolworths, follow their lead. Coles, follow their lead. Bunnings, follow Aldi's lead. One person, one household, one person, one business. You don't need fucking two in there. No tradie needs both the fucking tradies in there. You don't need it. You truly don't fucking need it. Only one of yous go in, yeah, so what, it takes you half an hour more. But with less of you in that fucking store, there's less chance of what do you think I've organised click and collect on the last fucking item I've got to get? Because I don't fucking trust anybody because I've seen it. And like when you've got a family fucking wandering around in Bunnings because they've got a 4 per person limit, one, you're breaching the fucking thing when you've got 4 or 5 kids in the aisle, and you're stopping anybody else from going in that aisle and getting the things they need, and you're delaying them from getting the things they need. Stay the fuck home and keep your children at fucking home. I'm not going to mince fucking words with you. You're fucking idiots. You need to think. Get it in your fucking thick skull that you don't take your children out into this. They're at home for a fucking reason, because it's dangerous to send them to fucking school. Because that's a bigger petri dish. You don't know where that child has, what that child has touched. You don't know anything. And then they go and touch Johnny, and Johnny's dad's got coronavirus, doesn't know it yet. Then fucking your family's all got coronavirus. He's come home, oh, Dad, Mum, there you go, click. You got the coronavirus. Next one in hospital. One of yous will end up in hospital, I guarantee it. Because one of yous have got some fucking underlying health issue. Fuck, I nearly died when I got told about my liver was fucking on its way out. Like, I was supposed to have a liver reading of 50 under 50. My liver reading was 1,563. I was in the middle of class when my GP told me to get my ass to her surgery. And I said, why? I said, no, I'll come tomorrow. And I'm glad she insisted that I come today, because I found out that if I didn't go to hospital, I could die. I was in hospital being operated on the next day, because what she predicted happened. Now, I didn't listen to her the first time, but fuck, I'll listen to everything she tells me now. Everything she tells me. And you guys out there need to wake up. If you are taking your children out into supermarkets, you are taking your children out on excursions. Just because they're fucking home doesn't mean you take them out on a fucking excursion. You're supposed to be fucking protecting them. Stop putting their lives at risk because you want to go with your husband, or your husband wants to go with you. One of you go and one of you stay the fuck home with your children. You've kept them home for a fucking reason, and yet you're taking him into a worse fucking petri dish. Fuck me, how many stupid people live in Australia? Because I can tell you now, I've seen about 100 of them. In one day, I saw over 100 people dragging their kids along through fucking supermarkets, and whole fucking families walking through Bunnings just because they're home from school. They're taking the whole family on a fucking excursion. They were not just blocking the fucking aisles, they were putting those children's lives at fucking risk. Trust me, someone comes here, only one of them comes here. They wear a mask and they wear gloves. They don't touch anything. I tell them where to sit. They can touch the pups with the gloves, and only with the gloves. And that's it. And then as soon as they go, I let them out. Then I wash the pups. I go and get it's got disinfectant, it's got some dish washing, and it's got some dog shampoo in it. And I wash the dogs. I give them a sponge bath and go all over them, get down their legs, get behind their ears, in their ears. I do the fucking lot. Why? Because one, I don't want to get the virus. Two, I don't want to spread the virus if anybody has touched the dog. And I'm being a responsible business person, because I still am a business person. And I'm making sure everybody is safe. So, like, I know that those dogs were washed after that person. And no one else has touched them, so they are cleaned and everything like that. And even though half the dogs didn't come out into the yard when that person was here, they all had a bath. Why? Because the moment the pups got contact with the other ones, they rubbed all over them and the germs spread, if they've got germs. So you've got to think about that. So you've got to think about all interactions that you have. I'm picking up chooks. On the same time I'm picking up my click and collect. And I've organised it so that they're pretty much going to wear gloves the moment they touch that chook to the time they put it into the box. And and even then, when the chook gets home, it'll get wiped down. I'll go over the chooks, I'll clean it down. I always clean my chooks down anyhow. And wipe its legs, wipe its feet, make sure it's healthy at the same time. But I take these precautions for a reason. One, I don't want to get fucking sick. But, I'm locking down. I am locking down. And I mean it. I won't even accept a delivery at the end of the week. So I've got a couple of deliveries coming. But after that, I will not even be accepting a delivery. My front door has a sign, "Do not knock, telephone." Why? because I don't want, or my number's on my car in here because I'm trying to sell my car. I don't care. But they know to knock instead of fucking, or to ring instead of knocking, because knocking can spread germs because they're hands. So you got to think about all this shit, and you really need to think about it. And I'm sorry I'm not reading the chat, guys. I just sort of noticed there's a whole heap of chat going on, and I do apologise for that. So you've got to, and sorry, Greg, that it's pretty much just everything that it's got my goat. It really has. And seeing the people running around Bunnings with their family, the whole fucking family, 5 kids, mum and dad. What in the fuck is the need of it? Mum should have stayed home with the kids, or dad should have stayed home with the kids, and one of them go to the shop. There is less fucking chance of spreading the fucking disease. And if you're jealous and think your husband or fucking wife is running around, fuck me, it's the reason why there's only one of them going is so that the spread doesn't happen. And if they're playing around, they're dead. So there's a reason why it's called social isolation, and the problem is no one's adhering to it. This is why the plan needs to be enacted, and I guarantee you it soon will be enacted, because it will get to the stage when they have no fucking choice. But the problem is, because of their inaction, this is why in the plan it's got that any politician failing to act can be taken to The Hague, and I believe that 100% wholeheartedly, that we should present any of these fucking people that fail to act now and stop this fucking virus, because it can be stopped. Go and talk to your GP about that plan. If we isolate for 40 days and everybody around the world isolated for 40 days, would we, one, know where all the cases of the virus would be? The answer is yes. And 2, will we have stopped the spread? Yes, because the virus in those houses where it is, we know exactly where they are. They're not spreading the disease anymore. Everybody in other houses, well, if they had the disease, they would have shown signs, but now they can come back and get into the production of food and stuff like that. And like if God was here and God was giving someone advice and saying, look, okay, you need to do this, well, maybe this is what was meant in the Revelations, that is, in the last days, it'll be as if in the days of Noah. 40 days, 40 nights. Not saying it because of that. It actually now has to be 41 days because they've found a virus sample living 1 extra day, because the plan went 16 days for surfaces, 14 days for the gestation in the human, and 10 days as a buffer, just in case it actually goes longer. So we had a buffer, and 1 day has been used up, so instead we just add a day. Now this could happen once the lockdown happens as well. If the virus is found to live longer, they may need to extend the quarantine. Right? Stop ordering shit online. It's how it's getting into the country. Oh, we don't know how it's coming into the country. They're people that don't have contact with anybody. It's coming through the fucking mail. How many times do I have to fucking tell you all? And I know the governments watch my videos because I fucking send it to every ambassador, and I send them to the fucking Prime Minister, I send them to fucking Trump, I send them to every fucking body. And I send them via their ambassadors as well. Trust me, my email is so fucking chock-a-block, it's beyond a joke. I've never, like I'm losing my fucking voice because I'm talking all the fucking time, lobbying. Because we need to do this. We need to protect ourselves. It's proving, we've got proof out there that this will work. How do I know this will work? The very fact that by everybody already social isolating, we've slowed the curve. We haven't stopped it. We need everybody to stop going out. We need the army, military to separate. They need to be, and it's going to be very fucking lonely for them because they're going to be out there. They're most probably going to be holed up in somebody little shack or something like that, whatever the army gives them, and they've got to stay separated from everybody else. They've got to watch what they touch when they're walking around the streets guarding us. Their life is going to be the hardest that they've ever thing. And guess what? I've got, somebody in the military in my family. I actually got a couple in the military in my family. Their lives are now at risk because of a plan I submitted to my government. And I know it's been out there because I've submitted it to every government because it needs to be done. If we don't do this, we're going to fucking die. Because if we lose any more of our doctors and nurses, this is going to get faster and faster and faster. It's going to kill more people because we don't have the doctors and nurses to look after it. We don't have the doctors and nurses to look after the ones that are already sick. So if you don't lock down now, you're a fucking idiot. You really, truly are. And the government is still going to have to declare the lockdown for that period of time, but they're going to have to fucking feed us in the fucking meantime. Right? Because when the lockdown globally happens, and it must happen globally, every country is going to have to do this. Every country is going to have to lock down. Because if they don't lock down, they're going to have to the borders are going to have to be closed to them forever. Until we know the virus is dead, or they're all dead, because this is what it's going to be like. It's going to get worse, folks. This is going to get way worse. Look at what is happening out there. I've been telling everybody about Dr. Duk Kong Vong. I put his link in most videos and everything like that. Go and watch his videos, for fuck's sake. He's a doctor speaking out about the virus. And it's quite scary, folks. It truly is quite scary to see what is actually truly happening out there. And if you're vulnerable like me, like I'm only vulnerable because I've got underlying health conditions. I'm overweight, there's one. Diabetic, there's another. Aboriginal, there's another. And like a weak immune system, there's another. Fuck. Like I'm a goner if I get this fucking thing. So, and unfortunately, I reckon companies, if they want to sell shit, that they should be delivering it to us without charge. If they still want to sell us shit, not make us go out and risk our own fucking lives. But it's what it's like. It's sort of, they're still caring about fucking money. Money should just be null and void for the period of the lockdown. Right, oh, well, we're going to shut down our airline. I need $8 billion. You don't need fucking $8 billion. Go in, turn the fucking key off, leave it in the shed for a fucking 40 days and come back to it in 40 days. It's that fucking simple. If people aren't using it, you don't have staff, right? The government's giving you money for your staff. Why the fuck do you need fucking $8 billion? It doesn't take much. You turn the fucking engine off and you turn the fucking thing back on in time. That is bullshit, $8 billion. And then they go, oh, I want $3 billion because like I'm going to lose money as well. Fuck me. Wake up to your fucking selves. Businesses, shut your fucking businesses down. I mean it, shut your businesses down. Tradies, you should only be fucking working in extreme emergency. And I mean extreme fucking emergency. For fuck's sake, the government has laid down plans to look after everybody in Australia. And every government is starting to do the same fucking thing. Because if you don't turn around and do that, you're going to be the poor sucker that dies. Oh, I'm only 30, I won't die. Well, guess what? People are 30 years old have died. People as young as 6 weeks have got the virus. Yes, a good percentage survive. But when you calculate how many could possibly be dead by July 1st, they say by July 1st there's going to be 60 million infected. 60 and 20% of them are dead. That's 120 fucking million of the world's population. 120 fucking million? That is not acceptable. That is not fucking acceptable. And I'm talking to the governments now. You need to all wake the fuck up and you need to all pull your fucking fingers out of your fucking ass and put it into fucking gear, put it onto a fucking paper and say, okay, we need to feed our fucking people for 40 fucking days. They're going in there, and that was the bird, by the way. Wake the fuck up. Start acting like governments and start feeding your fucking people. That's pretty much the main fucking priority is feed the fucking people. Make sure everybody gets fed. Make sure their animals have got fucking food. Check if everybody's got enough food, if they haven't got it already. By the way, rice, yeah, if you were smart enough to buy rice, yeah, that will last and help you through. And guess what? You can live on 1 can a day. 1 can of food a day. Guess what? I do it all the time. That's how I'm losing so much fucking weight. I only eat once a day, that's it. I might have baked beans today, or I might have this, or I might have a Devon sandwich. But I only eat once a day, just once a day. I don't let these fucking governments, I do not let these governments fucking turn around and fucking take us to the Mickey. Because that's what they're fucking doing to us. They are not doing anything for us. They are not helping us. They are not protecting us. Oh, we've got a plan. What fucking plan? You haven't told... I'm still waiting to hear the fucking plan, Morrison. What the fuck is the plan? I've given you one. It will work. Are you trying to knock us off? Don't you give a shit about your people? Think that you are all God's gift to fucking women. I got something fucking thing. You're not. The virus is taking you lot as well. You're not fucking protected. You need to start thinking about protecting us as well, because you work the fuck for us, not the opposite way around. You fucking work for us. And guess what, Morrison? After this is all over, I will not stop until I see the Liberal Party government removed from fucking power, as well as making sure that you get taken before The Hague for crimes against humanity, for letting even one person fucking die, when you have the ability to find the virus and do something about the fucking virus. Yet you aren't fucking doing it. Yeah, you've taken little bits of the plan, little bits, but taking away from plan is not a plan. You need to do a plan when a plan has been worked out, it's been worked out for a fucking reason. And the moment you've got to do the whole plan, doing half a plan is not a plan. You follow a plan, you do a plan. And tell the fucking people, because we've got a right to know what fucking plan you're following. Tell us the fucking plan, Morrison. We want to fucking know. And as you know by now that I've got multiple channels and you've seen how many subscribers I actually have, maybe now you'll start taking fucking notice. Because you're a wanker, Mr. Morrison. You're letting us die. People are dying because of your fucking inaction. Trump did the same. Well, Trump might be a nice guy, best thing to happen to America, but he fucked up. Oh, well, we're just going to do this. If we don't start acting, we're all going to be fucking dead. And you all need to realise that. I hope you washed all his groceries afterwards, mate. John, I really do. I hope you washed all his groceries afterwards. Because I'm talking cans, packets, like paper packets, get the sanitizer and spray the sanitizer on the fucking paper packets. Dude, clean everything, man. Clean fucking everything. Because that virus, this is how, and Canada's already said that this is how it's spreading. This is how it's spreading into all those cases that they don't know about. Because at one stage of the game, one of those infected have wandered through that supermarket. And they've given it to everybody. So you've all got to wake up to yourselves. And I mean, you've all got to wake up to yourselves. Trust me, at the end of this, on the other side, I'm hoping to see everybody there. And yes, I'm going to be once I'm permanently locked down, I'm going to be streaming whenever I've got a voice. Because trust me, the way I stream and the way I'm bloody lobbying, I don't have a voice at the moment, and it's pretty shot. Anybody that knows me knows that my voice isn't the same voice that I've normally got. Why? Because I don't have one. It's fucking almost gone. Because I've been yelling at idiot governments. I've been trying to get them to listen. I've been fucking lobbying, which means lots of phone calls, lots of conversations. And yeah, they're all with the underlings. And trust me, I always treat the underlings with the highest respect. But always leave i.e. the Prime Minister or the Minister, and ask the thing. I say, look, this is not meant for you, darling. This is meant for the Minister. Please tell him and pass it on as is, that they need to get their fucking act together. And they do. They need to get their fucking act together. If they don't get their fucking act together, we're dead. This is why I mean all of you need to turn around and start doing it and start acting like it. Stop taking your kids to the fucking supermarkets, for fuck's sake. Yes, Aaron, you've got the right idea. You're the same as me. You're planning to grow, and yes, I'm even planning to grow inside if shit hits the fan really bad. This is actually why I went out and bought the pond and building the aeroponic system, because if I have to, it will be inside. And I will be able to have a garden in my home that only takes up 90 millimetres. That's how big, that's all I need. I just need a 90 mil square because the pond is 90 millimetres. And I just push it into a corner, put a light above it, and bang, I've got vegetables. And a lot of people should be thinking about this. And if you are a brewer and you have a distiller, for fuck's sake, do what all of us are doing here in Australia. Most brewers in Australia are already making sanitisers and distributing them to their families. And make sure you give your friends some as well. And how do you make if you can't buy sugar? Because a lot of people saying you can't buy sugar. Well, fuck's sake, go down to the pet food shop and buy some cracked corn or some wheat, because it's quite easy to turn that into a mash, and you boil it for brewing your beer, because all alcohol is you take that brewed beer and you turn it into fucking spirit. All you do is distill it. So if you don't know how to make spirit, go and buy a spirit distiller. Spend your stimulus on a distiller and make some alcohol, for fuck's sake. Get a little submersible pump and run it up. You just put that in a thing, get a couple of frozen bottles of water, and you put them in the bottom. That keeps everything nice and cool as it's running through your system, and you make your alcohol. Normally I would say throw the methanol away, but when you're making sanitizer, you need that methanol, because that's what metho is, because sanitizer actually has metho in it. So just leave that in there, colour it so that people don't be idiotic and drink it, and put your detergents in it, your hydrogen peroxide. You can buy a little bottle of hydrogen peroxide about that big. I think it's 100 mils, and I think it's 3%. But that's the perfect mix for adding to a sanitizer. You put that much of a bottle, 100 mils of hydrogen peroxide, which is already only it's 3%. You put that into the sanitizer, and that's ample. Will do 20 litres. And yeah, you might have to do 2 brews to make alcohol, to make a 20 litre container of alcohol to mix up sanitizer. But it's easy to do. Anybody that knows how to distill alcohol, you got to remember, don't throw that methanol away for this, because you're not drinking it. Use it. You don't need to carbon filter it. All you need is that alcohol. Like if you want to make it pure, yeah, just tip it through the filter. It sort of taste is not going to matter, because no one's drinking the shit. It's being wholly and solely used for do the thing. Have you get your hydrometers out, measure it, make sure it's a good proof. You need about 180 to 200 proof. If it's not, distill it again, make it stronger, and that's all it is. You're just re-distilling the alcohol you've already made. Like 20 litres of mash will make you about 10 litres of alcohol at about 180 to 200 proof. So it's just little things, and we've all got to work together. Every one of us has got skills. Now I'm telling you, like everybody in your neighbourhoods, get together with your neighbours, talk at a distance, and say, look, we need to organise a meeting and get everybody together in the meeting online so that we can turn around. I'm trying to organise it with my neighbours at the moment, and I'm just waiting for a few more of them to be home, because some of them are working, and 2 of them are essential services. But we still need to think about our neighbourhood. We're pretty much going to have to do what China did, where the neighbourhoods get together and protect the neighbourhoods, even if it's just reporting breaches, because we're going to have to get together as a team, no matter where the fuck we live. And if we don't, yeah, we're going to put our own lives in jeopardy. And let's just say my neighbours know that if my dogs bark, to go and look. Why? Because my dogs are the best fucking watchdogs you've ever seen. And so if you live in the Hunter Valley and you need a watchdog, you've got 2 fucking days to get it, because after that I won't be selling them, and they'll be offered to the police or something to it afterwards when they're fully trained. And yeah, because I won't destroy my dogs, I never would, and I will just keep on training them, because I know I can sell them down the road. I just sell them as guard dogs. ready trained guard dogs. So yeah, there's plenty of things that we all can do for the community, but if we don't lock down for minimum of 41 days, we're screwed, folks. We really are. We have to take the pressure off. In other words, we've got to stop running out to the supermarket. Right, one, that's the petri dish where everybody's catching it. That's the petri dish. Stop going to the fucking supermarket. If you don't have groceries now, you're up the creek, because you're going to have to buy them online, get them click and collect or delivered. That way you know there's only one person touching them. You're not going out in public. The supermarkets are setting up different things to get the food out to us. Okay, I know that much. And they are doing it. Aldi has turned around. Yes, I'm not... What? Is someone at the door? Is someone at the door? Emmy wants to say hello. Come on then. Come on. Come on. Come and say hello. You want to say hello? Come here. No, come and look at the camera. The camera's up there. Camera's up there. You've already been on camera. So Emmy's inside with me. She's not quarantined for the same reason. She's quarantined because she's on heat. Come here. What? You want something? You want this? You want this? You want this? You want this? But she's on heat, so she's quarantined from the other dogs. She goes and talks, it's like us with our neighbours. She goes to the front door, talks to them for 5 minutes and comes back. Not talking to me now because I wouldn't... what? Well, come here. Come here. If you want to get on camera, you can get on camera. I'll let you get on camera. Come here. Come and say hello. You don't want to. You don't want to say hello. And she can't get used to being on her own either. She, you can sort of just see her down there, and she's being smart, playing games. She wants to play. Even the dogs are getting restless and everything like that. So, oh, how's this? I had a lady come and buy a dog, and I think I was telling you about how it vomited on the way home, and she's freaked out about that. Oh, I know all about dogs. I've had a dog before. She should have known that dogs can get car sick. She pretty much didn't even come with a lead. I ended up having to sacrifice one of my cheap ones. Then she gets home. He's not moving. He's just sitting there. He's not doing anything. For fuck's sake, he's just fretting. He's just been taken away from his fucking pack. Now she's at old age. She sent me letter. I gotta call the police because you won't let me swap the dog. For fuck's sake, if I swap the dog, I don't know where that lady's been, who she's been in contact with. One, I don't have to do it anyhow. She's already signed the fucking papers. So, what I'm doing tomorrow is I'm actually sending the RSPCA around to see her to actually do a check on the puppy to make sure that she's looking after the puppy properly, and let them tell her that it's her dog and she has to care for it. Because I can't risk letting her bring the dog back to my house because I truly don't know where the fuck she's been, who she's been in contact with. She could have touched somebody that's fucking got the virus. She could have the virus herself now. She could have got it for the thing. And she could have been handling that dog. I don't know who the fuck's been handling the dog. So I'm not going to risk my life to take a dog back just because she wants to swap the puppy for a different one. I'm sick of these people that do that. I'm vetting anybody that comes to the dog, and if I don't sell them, I don't fucking sell them. It's that fucking simple. But we have to take precautions with everything. And dead set, people aren't smart. People aren't. People are not smart. If people were smart, we would have locked this fucking world down months ago. In December, the moment we heard about it, the whole world should have locked down in December. Then we wouldn't have people dying and dropping dead, and we wouldn't have had to bury people. And yeah, let's say I'm a very pissed off man. Very pissed off man. And I've got every right to fucking be pissed off. I've got every fucking right to be pissed off. But if we don't all act as one world, we will die. We will die. And as it says in the Bible, in the days of Noah, so it will be in the last days, i.e. 40 days, 40 nights. And it's not done because of that. It's done because of the time frame of the fucking virus. The virus lives 17 days on the surface, 14 days gestation in the human, and we had a 10-day buffer just in case. That's ample time, and we will know where every fucking case of the virus is. We will know where everything about where the fuck it is. And then we can do something about it. But if we don't do this, folks, we're going to lose our doctors and our nurses. They are already dying. We have to flatten the curve for them. We are the ones that need to stay the fuck home. Because if we don't stay the fuck home, we're all dead. And the virus is spreading through the post and through the fucking supermarkets. People are touching things they've bought online because the virus is still alive on them and they're bringing it around. Oh, look at I bought. Shows it to her husband. The husband's now got the virus and things like that. If you've bought anything from China and it's arrived, trust me, quarantine the bastard. Quarantine it. I was actually lucky today. A parcel was supposed to have fucking turned up. It says it's delivered, but it's been delivered to Queensland. 4 hours before it was delivered, it's near to the Carrington in Queensland. It was at Mount Isa fucking mail sorting centre. There's no way it could have made down here in fucking 4 hours. So they've sent it to the wrong fucking address. So I took a curveball on that one, so I'm going to make sure he gives me a fucking refund like he should have done in the first place. But he turned around and drop shipped it. He told me it was in Australia. So you've got to be careful on eBay. Shit, they say, oh no, items in Australia. It's not in Australia, trust me. They're in fucking China. And they lied here on there. Oh no, it's just late. We're having problem. Out of stock, we get it in. It's coming in from fucking China. They get it in within 4 fucking hours. And trust me, they've accounted for the price of air travel for air mail into their cost. They've already accounted for it. They don't have to worry about it. That's why they offer you free postage, because they've already accounted for that. That's in the price. And then they send it to you and it's coming from fucking China. So be careful, folks. Right? The mail was supposed to be quarantined. Guess what? It's not. They've removed the quarantine off the mail. They've lifted the quarantine on the mail. They'll tell the posties that the quarantine's there, but you ring up the post office company and they've lifted it. Posties still think everything coming in has been quarantined. They're not. So if you're a postie, the stuff you're handling could have the fucking virus on it. Don't. If it comes from overseas, refuse to handle it. Trust me. If it comes from overseas, refuse to handle it. Don't touch it, because it could have the fucking virus on it. Anything from China could still have the virus on it. Like, it can live on a fucking smooth surface 17 days. 17 days. They still don't know how long it can live on clothing. So yeah, even your clothing's not safe. You need to do something about it. And don't worry, I'm not hot. I don't have a fever. I'm sweating because I've got 2 shirts on, because I put this straight over my other shirt. And I've got a bandana on, so I'm fucking hot. Because I don't want anybody seeing my grey hair, because I've got bad hat hair. So I've got to take it off in here. And if you use one of these, as soon as it's used, wash it. Now, this is a freshly washed one. I only just put it up there because I wanted to show you this. See, I showed you all this the other day. But finally admitted that this is just as good as a surgical mask to help you spreading any germs that you have. And yeah, so they've actually finally admitted that this is just as good. Like, I knew it, but to protecting you, personally protecting you, it's only mild, because you don't have any eye protection or anything like that. And if someone does cough on you, you take the fucking thing off straight away. And we truly need to do something about this, folks. And if we don't, you're all going to die, because the moment those doctors die, then all of us are fucked. Because if we don't have the doctors there protecting everybody, the dead are going to start piling up. And I mean, they're going to start piling up. And the governments know about this. The governments know, but why the fuck are they not doing it? See what I've just done with my eye, right? How many times in the day do you think about, oh shit, I got something in my eye, I've got it up my eye. And you've touched something in the supermarket. You could be walking through the supermarket and then you've just touched the eye. You have just transferred that virus from that surface into your eye. Right, there's all little things you can do. It's so simple. It's just like, oh man, I'm so tired. Oh, so tired. You've been working with the sick all day. Oh, you've just touched your clothes. Oh, trust me, that's why I'm wearing this shirt over the other one. So, you don't want to get sick. So stop being stupid. Wake up to your fucking selves. And protect yourselves. Lock down. Give yourselves 1 day. Go and get what you need, then lock the fuck down. Don't go out. You don't have enough food. Ring up your government, say, look, we're running out of food. We need food. They're going to have to act. If we start ringing them up and saying, we've run out of food, we need food. We have no money, we need food. We are in isolation, we need food. Tell them. Make them give you fucking food. Don't let them get away from this. The government is there to work for us. Let's make them fucking work for what they're supposed to be fucking doing in the first place, folks. Let's make these arseholes fucking work like they should have been. And lock down all these domestic and fucking international air fucking ports right the fuck now. Shut the mail down. Quarantine the mail for 21 fucking days. We need to do it, and we need to do this now. And I'm telling every postal worker in Australia, don't go to fucking work. You are help spreading the virus when you handle international mail. Do not go to work. Please don't go to work. You aren't an essential service, I'm sorry, but you're not. You just deliver the mail. Yes, the mail still gets delivered. Packages still get delivered. Okay, we're going to lose some fucking perishable items in the post. That's going to happen. Because if we don't fucking protect ourselves, we're dead. Because the moment we lose those doctors, we're dead. We can kiss. You can turn around, bend over and kiss your ass goodbye, because the moment they're gone, who the fuck is going to look after you when you get fucking sick? Your wife? How's your wife going to ventilate your lungs? She's not going to be able to do that. How's your husband going to ventilate your lungs? Not going to be able to do that. How's your grandma going to ventilate your lungs? Or how's your children going to ventilate your lungs? They won't be able to do that. If we don't have doctors and fucking nurses, we're fucked. We're screwed. So you've got to start acting like fucking adults and do something about it and lock the fuck down. Go and give yourselves 1 day, go and get everything you need. Make sure you are gloved up and protected. Anything you bring into your house, you wipe the fuck down. Because if you don't, you're dead. Make sure you clean your hands 20 times a day just in case you do fucking touch shit. I've never gone through so much soap and fucking hand wash, it's beyond a joke. But I'm a prepper. I've always got that shit in hand. I've always got most probably 8 fucking litres of bleach. I've always got about 3 litres of dishwashing liquid. I've always got a couple of packets of washing powder. I've got everything. It's sort of, and I just, as I said, I just bought it as extra. Oh yeah, I better get this. I'll add that to the collection. And I've actually got, this is just some of my prepping supplies, by the way. No, the life jacket's just, yeah, it's coming out of that, and I'm using that one. That's my really good life jacket, so I put it in there. Now, these are my prepping supplies, right? I've got radio gear, I've got candles, I've even got chalk to draw messages on the footpath. I've got everything. I have got everything. I've got electronics that can be used, I've got spares, I've got screws and different things, and I've got, sorry, see if I can get it. There we go. Where is it? And I've even got seeds. All right. And I've even got seeds. So I've got everything. And I've got all this because I've prepped. So, and why are the prepping boxes out? Because they need to be out. And I didn't put them, well, they've been there for a while actually, because I had to clean out Ruby's area. That's where they were stored, in there. And they've been in here since before Ruby had the pups. But I've been slowly going through it and everything, and then this crisis happens. Yeah, and yes, you may need chalk. Chalk, something you can, if you need to leave a message for somebody, i.e. in this situation we can't go. We can't go out, and you've got to put the message out the front. Oh, beware, I've caught the virus. Write it on your footpath. This house under quarantine. Write it on your fence. Tell your neighbours if you get sick, for fuck's sake, leave a message. Write it, use the chalk. Write it on the fucking footpath. I'm sick. Don't come near. Just little fucking things. Little things. And how do you write the message? You wait until midnight happens and you fucking rush out and you write it on the footpath, then you rush inside. You don't go near anybody. You just write it on the footpath out the front of your house. That way all your neighbours know not to come the fuck near you. You've got to do things like this. If you do catch the virus, make a way of, or get the healthiest person in the house to get the chalk and go and write on the footpath, virus in-house. We need to put signs on our fucking door. Quarantined. Self-isolation. So people know what the fuck's going on with our household. And yes, we're going to have to tell people, like, i.e., like, don't knock, ring. Leave your phone number on the fucking door so that if someone comes, they're not touching your door and spreading their germs on your fucking door until the quarantine. And when the lockdown fucking happens, people in apartments, you're going to be stuck in your apartments. The mistake you made for buying or renting an apartment. There's things called houses, you know. They're fucking great. You get a lot more room in a house, and you get a yard, and you can have dogs. Yeah, they're pretty cool. Houses. Sort of something everybody should invest in or rent. Houses are great. And but when you've made the mistake of buying an apartment, you've made the mistake of renting an apartment. Trust me, if you lived on the 14th floor in a windy area, you'll never live in an apartment again. I did. I lived on the 14th floor in the windiest state in this country, Queensland, Surfers Paradise, right next to the beach. Every fucking storm I'd get seasick. Motion sickness. Because the building swayed like that. You'd feel it going like that. And buildings do sway in the wind. So yeah, you folks unfortunately invited that on yourselves. And that's where it says in the Bible, woe to those that live side by side. And that's what he's talking about. Because those ones, in a house we've got a buffer. In an apartment we don't have a buffer. And even in a house, that buffer ain't very big. Because I'm not going past a certain point in my house. The only yard that is anywhere near the fence is the shed where my dogs are when I'm locking the dogs up and feeding them. But even then, my fence doesn't touch the neighbour's fence. Luckily my dad built the fence inside the property line, so I've got a buffer. Well, we need the buffer for a drain to go through anyhow. That's how the property's drained. And so my fence, I sort of don't use my land to its fullest, but in a way it's good, because I know even if my neighbours touch the fence or anything like that or got close to the fence, they're still at a distance away from me. And because there's at least a foot, 2 foot between fence. And so until the insurance company gets their ass together and fixes it, it's an old fence, but you've just got to make sure that you follow all these little clues and everything like that, folks. But one thing, for fuck's sake, stop buying things online, because I guarantee you it's being drop shit from China. I guarantee it's being drop shit by China. Why? I sell online. I sell online and everything. That's why I've told everybody not to buy my merch until after this shit is over. China is lying. The economy has not gotten better in China. The factories aren't even working. They've just got the lights on. Why? Because China still has the fucking virus, and the Chinese government is making it worse by forcing everybody into these groups. And yeah, a good example is all the earns from the people They're just burning everybody together and just mixing the urns and just giving this person so much ash, this person. Like, I'd be after their heads if I lived in fucking China. But it could get like that in any country, and that's the problem. If we don't get our act together, it happened in Spain, it's now happened in America, and I'm telling Australia, if you don't get your act together soon, it's going to happen here too, folks. It will happen here. It's happening everywhere else. Everybody else, oh, we got a plan, we're going to do this. Yeah, we're just going to see what happens. Yeah, no, don't worry, mate. Bang. Look how many are sick and dead in America. Australia, we're on the way. It hasn't even started in Australia yet, but it's soon gonna. So I'm telling everybody, lock the fuck down now. Because if you don't lock the fuck down now, we're all dead. We are dead, 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 dead. There's no other word to say it. Because the moment we lose our doctors and our nurses, we are definitely dead. So look, I'm going to call it quits because I've been going for over an hour, and as you know, my voice is on its way out. I'm praying for all of you. I really, truly am. Please, one more day, go and get everything you fucking need and then lock the fuck down. Because if you don't have everything, go and get the fucking thing. Clean it when you bring the fucking thing home. Clean it properly. Otherwise, you could bring the virus into your house. So you've got to be careful, folks. You've got to be careful as anything. Look, I love you all, and I hope to see you all on the other side. But I will see you all in my streams. I'll catch you all later. Catch you later, Greg. Catch you later, John. And who else was it? There was somebody else in here. Oh, me. Yeah. So thanks very much for your patronage, everybody, and I'm going to catch up to you all later. And yeah, please be safe. For God's sake, please be safe. And thanks to everybody for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click that little bell down the bottom like he's showing you there. Otherwise you won't get notified of my videos or streams. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all later. Bye.